Hello, hi, namaskar. This is Dr. Ashisha for Commander Speaking. Today, we are again going to talk on the US India relationship and especially the tariff imposed by President Trump on India. By now, I'm sure everyone must have heard a lot of theories behind the tariffs that are imposed by America on US on India. So, call it deep state conspiracy or call it President Trump's personal grudge against Modi and India, or call it a way to pressurize Russia so that it comes to table, which it has indeed. In fact, this was our theory that we have put first, that by levying tariffs on India, US is trying to put pressure on Russia, because after all, India is a good friend of Russia. So all these theories are there, and which one has actually worked, or maybe all of them have worked, we are not for sure as of now, right? But there is another interesting part to this, and which is why President Trump has gone for it, ignoring that India-US relationship were being made for the last 20-25 years. In fact, it started with President Bush Jr., who removed the sanction against India, and that was the start of a new chapter between the two nations. It was further bolstered by Obama and then by Biden. In fact, President Trump also during his tenure one made sure that Quad is bolstered and the head of the states attend this Quad meeting rather than the foreign ministers. So there is a lot of homework that has been done during the last 20-25 years to build India-US relationship, which the US thought India as a strategic partner for its Indo-Pacific objectives, right? As you know that US considers China as a major competitor and challenger to its rather monopolistic hold on the world, and it was taking India as a important ally against in this mission or campaign. So why did President Trump ignored this 20-25 years of hard work and went after India for the reasons we mentioned? In fact, if you see the hard work of 20-25 years, the reason that we mentioned doesn't stand anywhere. Whether it is personal grudge, or whether it to put pressure on Russia, or whether it's a deep state conspiracy. If you want to build a relationship, and if you consider some nation as a strategic partner, then you don't do this kind of acts, right? So what actually happened? So we have 2-3 important points to make. Okay, why Trump did it, and what were his assumptions? So point number one, Trump considered India as a weak nation which will succumb to the pressures, right? Trump never thought that PM Modi will stand firm, and in fact very firm on its bargain deal, and will not bow down, right? Before what America wanted. He thought that once he started levying the tariffs, PM Modi will bow down, and then it's a win-win situation for America. But that didn't happen, and the things started spiraling or escalating from here. Point number two. Point number two is also very important. See, the world knows that India has a problem with Pakistan and India has a problem with China. In fact, these two are so strong notions, and in fact, there are good reasons for that, that no one will believe that India and Pakistan has become friends, or for that matter, India and China, right? So, America or President Trump was relying on this theory that India will never go to China for a friendship, right? And what they thought was that let us pressurize India. India is not going to China. Once we achieve our goals, we will get India back to our camp. But that didn't happen. In fact, Prime Minister Modi is going to China to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Meet. Now, this was this should be a big shock to America because it never expected that the relationship between India and China will start to cool down. In fact, China has defended India against the US and has used the word bullying for America. Now, this is also quite significant. Also, a big delegation from China will be soon visiting India. So, a lot of things are happening between India and China, and we have to see what all transpires once PM Modi visits China. So, this is the second assumption that has not worked as per US plans, right? The third point is also very important. See, what Trump thought was that by levying the charges, the Indian economy, or rather the stock market, will crash, right? And that's why he used the word India and Russia are bad economies, or they are now going to sink, right? So the expectation was that Indian stock market will crash by 1,000-2,000 points, and Indian economy will also will suffer. But nothing that sort of thing happened. In fact, today the stock market has risen quite significantly after a fall of 300-400 points during the last 1 week or so, right? So this assumption has also failed President Trump. So the three important points on which President Trump took a calculated risk and chance to put India into a block has not worked out. And what America was thinking, once we get through India, we will again make sure that India returns back to the American camp and will be much subdued, right? It will be easy for America to make sure that India obeys or follows whatever America says, right, or American dictates. So the American game plan has failed totally. They tried, all their three assumptions were wrong. Point number one, that India or Modi is a weak nation and they will succumb. That has not worked. Point number two, that India will never go to China. That has also failed. And point number three, that Indian economy or the Indian share market will crash. That has also not worked. And that is why the frustration of Trump has increased and will be increasing as we go further, because his totally game plan has not worked, and the relationship that India and US enjoyed for the last 20-25 years, that has gone for a 6, right? So that's all for this podcast. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.